The world is full of repetition. Look at almost any object and you're likely to see repeated parts and shapes. In this video, I'll discuss how to use Google Sketchup to help you design symmetrical and repetitive objects with ease. First off, you should know that everything that I show in this process can be achieved with any other 3D package. But I prefer SketchUp because of the way that it allows me to fluidly experiment. Also, I'm not getting into the specifics of the software, like what button to press. It's more of an opportunity for me to show the software doing what it does best in a production environment. In this first example, I'm going to be designing a simple symmetrical object. Like people, cars, and bugs, this is bilateral symmetry, which means that it's got two equal halves and a center line. In SketchUp language, each of these halves is called a component. And if I modify one component, the other receives the changes. So watch as I shorten this cube, and you can see in symmetry, the other one does the same. Well, I can add parts as well. Say I wanted to add a cylinder sitting on top of one, the other would receive the change. This kind of working is incredible. It's intuitive and accurate at the same time. This would be hard to do with a pencil. Not impressed yet? To prove my point, this next example is going to be a perspective nightmare. I've decided to design an object that has rotational symmetry, not bilateral, and in 7 equal modules, like 7 slices of a pie. So let's take a look. If you've ever drawn a spiral staircase in perspective, you know that it's possible to do, but that if you ever wanted to modify it, it's a major, major pain. Well, an object like this is pretty similar. To divide something up into 7 equal parts is crazy math. So if I wanted to then change the shape afterwards, or maybe the art director said, oh, what if it had some cutouts on each of the sides? Well, that would be incredibly difficult with a pencil. Well, if you watch what I do here, it's no harder working with an object with this kind of complexity than it is to work with a simple two-sided object. So here I'll make a cut out of one of the faces, and then all the faces receive it. This is really nice. Well, let's take a look at this object over on the side of my scene. Looks like a lone pie slice. Well, this is actually just another duplicate of those same components, and I can use it as my control module. So anything I do to this one, the others will receive as well. And it goes beyond adding to the form. I can even make floating objects that aren't connected, like adding a cylinder over here. And that's part of the component. So you can see that the workflow is really intuitive and has very little to do with the way you would actually draw. But from a design standpoint, you design and think and sketch in the exact same way. You just get the results much faster. So given a ruler and a pen, I have no idea how to approach a challenge like this. Again, I might be able to draw it, but then changing it would be impossible. SketchUp doesn't really shine in pure drafting quality. It doesn't make beautiful lines. But what it does really well is the ability to fluidly design and just sketch in perspective. Once you've come up with the shape you want, then you might do a proper drawing with some different media, or a finished drawing of some sort. But as a shape invention tool, it's really hard to compete with 3D software. So I'll be talking about SketchUp a lot on ctrl+paint, but if you guys have another 3D software that you like even better, tell us about it. I'd love to hear arguments for each of these softwares. Thanks for watching.